Hello and welcome back to part 2 of mission 2 of Chalice of Souls. Let's go ahead and reload our save and continue. Nice. Didn't get any alerts there. Perfect. So now we have 1910 loot. That's what we should have. We've taken all the loot in the building. Okay, I'm a little bit scared because I can't see the archer upstairs, but there he is. Just afraid of him getting stuck. I've never seen anyone get stuck in this mission, so... Can still happen, though. Alright, so we gotta find an opening here to simply move out the hall, or into the hall to the south, and then head upstairs. Now when we go back down to replace the keeper key, we can use our rope, both ways. So that'll hopefully be a little bit easier. We'll see. Alright, so we gotta wait until we see the guard that patrols the hallway come up and turn around. That's the best time for us to move. So I'm just gonna have to save each time I see him do that. There, good. This looks good. Not heard anything yet. Alright. There we go. Excellent. Now I know the guy in blue is upstairs, so he's going to come back down soon.
Who's there? Oh.
Probably going to have to wait for him. I must say, this mission so far has gone surprisingly well, with a couple of the hiccups, especially the third alert that I just heard. Was puzzling, but waited it out, and nothing seemed to be repeated, so we're good. Supreme Ghost, and so far, perfect Supreme Ghost. It's intact. Oops. There we are. Great. All right.
Sir? Was that you? You're dead, pal!
This is actually a very, very good time to move.
These halls must.
So she did see me, alright. Sometimes these people are sneaky. They give settling remark, but no first alerts.
Hello? Is someone there?
Let's check if she does it again.
Nothing here now.
Is someone there?
No, she didn't this time, so I can be a little bit faster and then hug the wall to the right.
Guess it was nothing.
Alright, she does detect me. Well, let me wait for that guy to come back down, and then when he leaves we can move. I think maybe that's a better time. Yep. Great. Alright. So the brothel is now done, but as I said, we have to go back and return the keeper key. That's required for Supreme. And I don't want to bust Supreme when I have it intact, so that'll be our last step. So now we have the keeper key. We can unlock the doors. Now, here's a problem. We have to relock this door. That is required for Supreme, but we also have to return the keeper key, which is possible. We can drop it, so we have to return it then. And obviously it doesn't get stuck in the lock, so... what we have to do here is find a way to block the doors. Now, unfortunately, Garrett does not block the door, so we can't block it the same way we usually do. But we can use an item to block it, and there is just the perfect item right down the steps here. It's also a readable, so I'll read it first. A keeper message. Keeper, if you read this, it means you have unsealed the doors. We have to leave the sanctuary. Deafening tremors shook the main grotto as a cave-in occurred and cold water from the cave above flooded the lower levels. The great library was submerged, and Elder Ontranto hurried us to leave the sanctuary, leaving precious tomes of knowledge behind. We could not save them, and I dare not think of their state if the cavern did indeed collapse after our escape. Several relics were kept within these halls, in particular the Chalice of Souls that was enshrined to be studied later. It appears the Shrine Tower shall be its tomb. As I leave this note for keepers of knowledge such as you, I have high hopes you shall salvage the invaluable wisdom kept in their pages. Yours in knowledge, Keeper Jeremy. Alright. So this scroll can actually block the door instead of us doing it. So now we can lock the door. And when we come back, all we need to do is go through the door and grab that scroll, and the door should close and be locked behind us. So if you don't want to watch me return the key, then I will annotate. Maybe you've even seen the annotation, so feel free to skip it. Trust me, I understand. Just gonna catch my bearings here. Alright, we're actually pretty good shape here. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, that archer was patrolling. Good. So you all remember this part. So let's see if we can wait out that swordsman. Oh, I didn't hear any alerts. Alright, good. So when we return the key, we also got to make sure that we close the entrance to the chamber underneath the kitchen, and that we retrieve our rope on our way. Those are both Supreme Ghost requirements. At this time, I might also give you my Ghost Challenge number 2. And that is only applicable if the woman in this room faces south. So not the way she's facing now. So now she's facing east. If she faces south, my challenge to you is to be able to get the 2 water arrows in this room without violating any Supreme rules. So if you can do that when she is facing south, without taking any first alerts. Which I managed to do, but only just so. It's a very difficult thing to do. I would probably rank that challenge, give it an 8 out of 10 in difficulty. 7 or 8 out of 10. The challenge from the first mission was probably a 4. 4 out of 10.
What's going on over there?
Okay. Let's just hang back here for a little bit.
Is that you? Is someone there?
I think the swordsman is walking by. I just can't see him through the drapes.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Is someone over there?
Okay, the patrols don't seem to be beneficial for me right now, so I'm going to have to hang back a little more. Ooh. Okay, I hope I'm safe here, because I'm flickering quite a lot from the candles. There we go. Now we just have to get into the kitchen and drop our key.
Someone there?
Who's that?
What's that?
You?
Huh? What's that in the shadows?
Oh, it's the servant starting to go upstairs. Okay. Okay. Let's drop that over here. Can we lay it flat? No. Okay, well, if you can't lay it flat, you can't lay it flat. It's returned. It's good timing. Now we can wait for him to leave. Grab our rope and close this grate. So, grab the rope. What we have to do is actually drop down onto the silent ledge, lean over, and then we can close it.
What's that?
Oh, that was...
Someone.
Yeah, I have to sneak out here slowly. Gotta get away from the view of that nobleman coming, though. Okay. Alright. Still safe. It's easier going this way because we can follow the swordsman that circles the pool. And get to the rope that way. This is great.
What's that? Hey, what's...
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I should be able to do this in not too long here.
What's that in the shadow?
Alright. Last little stretch.
What's going on?
What's that? I don't have any money. Someone get him!
Okay, so I can't jump up there. I actually have to mantle the balcony. And grab the rope. Alright. This might be one of the trickiest things I do so far, because I gotta dodge the archer and Lady Demitra on the balcony, and I have no idea where she is. Let me just check.
Is someone over there?
Is someone there?
Okay, so she's on her way there. So when she leaves, maybe there's an opening. We'll see. You can see the archer from here.
Someone there? Please, don't hurt me! Help! Please! Who's there? Did you say something?
Okay.
Who's there?
Bad jump.
Don't think you can hide for long.
Somebody saw me.
I don't see him! Help!
Thought I saw something.
Okay, let's see here. And now he comes. Okay, well that isn't the time to go then. There only was a place in the corner here to attach a rope. Obviously there isn't.
Please. What's that? I saw.
Gonna have to wait a little bit, and then the kitchen door comes open. This area right here is in view of everything. Pool, kitchen hallway, lobby, upstairs, balcony, everything.
Come back out here, you tapper!
Yeah, I knew it. The archer saw me.
Thought I saw something.
Yeah. Okay, there's not much in this.
Huh? What's
Oh, wow. You actually saw that? If that's possible, then...
Something there. Oh! What I see there. What I see there.
Man. Okay, I think I just have to wait here. This is a very difficult move. It's such an open area.
I thought I saw some.
Okay, she's coming back, so if this works... Still not sure that I actually did this. I want to see if there's anybody through the kitchen or through that hallway.
Is someone there? Oh well. Don't know what it was.
No, I beat all the people in the hallway, and I can clearly hear that guy. Demitra's away. Archer's away. Swordsman didn't give any alerts. I think I'm good. Whew. Man, that was tough. Now the last thing I need to do, is to...
Who's there?
Okay, good. So I can actually jump directly over to the balcony of fences. Gotta wait for that archer again. I think I did it. Wow. Whew. We have both of the rope arrows from the beginning. Right, I did take...
Guards! Help! Someone! There's an intruder!
Yeah. I did take the rope. Oh, there wasn't much in that.
Rats around here.
Yeah, she heard me.
Is someone there?
So she waits an unpredictable amount of time. I'm just gonna have to wait again. Alright.
Huh?
Sir?
Oh my
that you?
gosh. Just have to get behind that pillar. There we are. Wow. Brothel perfect supreme ghosted. Excellent, excellent. That is wonderful. That is not what I expected. I mean, I hoped that I was going to be able to supreme ghost it, but I didn't know that I was going to be able to get all the loot. So the random positions of some of the people in the brothel makes it possible then to perfect supreme ghost. That's great. Alright, let's just check. 1910, that's how many we should have. Ledger we need to grab this, and this should close. And there's no way to open it, but that doesn't matter because we're going to end the mission on this side of the door. Alright, so we just got to drop this back onto the table. In here, we have a couple of coin stacks up this ladder. 1 stack of copper coins and 2 stacks of silver coins, total 1939. Alright, so now we're in the sanctuary. The only enemies here to worry about are craymen. Gonna start by going this way. Okay, good. So in this room, there are no readables, even though there's a lot of paper. There's a breath potion, and I believe there's a mine on top of this. Yes. There's a single mine if you want it. Nothing else of value in here. So I'm instead gonna head right. These walkways have craymen that are sort of on lower walkways outside, so I like to crouch. In this room, lean over the edge, and there's a gold goblet outside the railing. It's worth 25, total 1964. Out here is a stationary crayman. We're gonna leave through that window, so I won't go out there just now. Here, gold candlestick, worth 50, total 2014. Is there a readable down here? No, I think that's in the next. Yeah, in here. Fidgwick's Hollow, report 316, Anno 723. Mud so cold it burned fell from the sky for half an hour. Several incidents occurred during the ensuing panic, one costing Lady Darmalore her life. Fidgwick's Hollow, report 317, Anno 723. The ivy in the Druid's sepulchre has tainted, and a plant of black aspect is coiled around a statue. The Hemorrhoids think this is the doing of pagan forces, but Keeper Cranthus believes the truth is far more sinister. Fidwick's Hollow, Report 318, Anno 723. Several monks fell asleep in their cells at Bitterhold Belfry and woke up in completely different places. Excuse me. Alright, so next we're going to grab a few things in the tower to the north. Somebody saw me there when I jumped. I have to wait till he comes and goes. Oh, and then there's another crayman here. That's the one that we saw earlier, actually. Heading behind here. Okay. If we rope arrow up this. I know I got caught, but there isn't anything of value up here. I just want to show you a few things. Here is a flash bomb, a single flash bomb. And I thought there was also... I thought there was a mine up here as well. Yeah, there we go. Camouflaged. So there's nothing of value, and then there's also a readable. Elder Gregos, following your request, Keeper Faisal and I have looked for text mentioning the term Zawa with great care. Zawa is a word strangely absent from etchings more or less related to lost dialects and esotericism, perhaps even blasphemous religions of old. The only reference I managed to find come from pre-imperial archaic literature. In these texts, our ancestors used the term in relation to anarchy and excess, carnage and death. Keeper Faisal even managed to find the forgotten prophecy of a nameless person speaking of a master clad in shadows, who captured those who knew too much, and used them to understand the incomprehensible. The parchment mentioning this prophecy was moved to the Old Quadro Grotto for a more in-depth study. The last reference I found is the result of rather peculiar circumstances, and most probably comes from a journal that has nothing to do with our studies. Chronicles of a Roxburgh executioner, Anno 512. Nice reference there. The author writes about the babblings of a simpleton sentenced to death by boiling water after being charged with cannibalism. The related passage reads as follows. It's an adjective used to describe the blow of dust through the bones of the departed. In high hopes of having been of service, yours in knowledge, Keeper Merlin. So we gotta follow that guy. Ah, okay. There's not that many places to hide in these hallways, so... Well, we can't make it anyway, so I'm going to have to hide to the right. here. So here we got actually a gold candlestick worth 50 and a book worth 100. Total 2164. There's also 2 rope arrows if you want it. So I have to wait here until their timing is good. Okay, there's 2 moss arrows in here, by the way. I don't think we can dodge that guy, so I'm just going to try to hide in the room to the left instead. I don't know if this will work, but I'll try. Yep, it turned. He's coming back, so he's going to see me once I leave here, so I'm going to have to wait for him another cycle. Alright, good. Okay, next we'll climb up here, and I just heard... I don't know if he saw me or heard me or what, but... Here's a moss arrow, and up here's a broadhead arrow. Let's wait here for the crayman to come. 5 broadhead arrows, not 1. Oh wow. Didn't know he came all the way over here. Did not know that at all. I don't know if he actually saw me or what he did. Okay, I'm definitely safe here. Well, we don't have a lot left, folks. There's a handful of pieces of loot. And of course our main objective. That'll be in the final grotto, or one of the final grottos. Up here is blue vase. Anything in here? No, there's not. Nothing in here either. Here's a moss arrow. Let's get down here to safety. Here's a single gold candlestick. I think this is one of the larger towers, actually. In this tower, I've had several craymen randomly alert, I think from one floor up or down, so I'm going to be very careful. There's actually nothing in this tower whatsoever, except for the bottom level. There's a gas arrow in the middle. You can see it on the pedestal down there. Nothing to read, nothing to pick up, other than that one gas arrow. See, I thought I heard something now. Ah, well. It doesn't matter. As long as I sneak through this area, we should be fine. There, that guy saw me now. There are a few craymen outside here. Actually, the outside areas are more difficult. It's because the fog, you can't see very far. The craymen first alerts are kind of difficult to detect sometimes. Stay crouch. Stay crouched, walk slowly. That's pretty much it. Here. So this is the last tower we have to enter to get the last piece of loot before we need to jump into the water. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to wait for him to actually head west. There's another crayman on the inside to the right. Oh man, I got caught by him. Can't see him from here, but there are windows on either side of this tower, so I'm gonna have to enter through the left one. There you see the other crayman. Here. So on top of this little balcony is a piece of loot, and the only way we can get up there is by a rope arrow into this, I don't really know what it is. It's a fallen piece of wood of some sort. There, that should do it. This crayman pivots a little bit. He has 3 facing angles, I think. As long as he doesn't turn around now, we should be fine. It's a little troublesome to get down, because he sees, even though it's in his peripheral, because we have to drop, our speed increases so much that he's going to catch us. So we have to find out, or find a different way to get down. Grab the rope again, and then hide from the outside patroller. Here's a mouse arrow. That's not what I want. Okay. I want this pair of spectacles. Okay, he did not see me there. So this crayman has to face, he faces northeast, south, and southwest, I think. Or southeast and southwest. So we have to slide down onto this statue. Not like that. Okay, let's give it a shot. There's a healing potion on the chair in the middle of the room as well. Okay, let's see if we can do this. I did manage to slide down without any alerts last time I played. There we go. Good, and that sloping grate, whatever it is, ladder thing, breaks my fall enough not to take any alerts here. So now we just have to wait until he stays stationed this direction long enough for us to sneak by him. Which he didn't do there. This is essentially the last obstacle for us. That's of any difficulty, at least. This entire area, this entire sanctuary outside of the brothel is a nice change-up, but it's a little bit, in my mind, monotonous, where it's just a bunch of towers that look very similar, and it's very easy. All you have are towers and craymen. I would appreciate if there was a little bit more variety to it. I do appreciate the grotto and the location of the Chalice of Souls, but I don't know, I prefer the brothel just in terms of design, and it's maybe a little bit too difficult, but we managed to get through it pretty, not easily, but without as many obstacles as I thought we were going to get. I know there's an off chance that I got a first alert, I just didn't hear it. But I think I was pretty thorough in making sure that I stayed away from any missed alerts. A couple of times viewers will come back to me with comments saying that they detected alerts that I didn't notice, but it hasn't happened on more than 1 or 2 occasions, I think. Especially in missions that are possible to Supreme Ghost, I want to make sure that I do my utmost. Because if people notice first alerts that I didn't hear, then obviously my entire run is busted suddenly. If my run already did bust, then maybe it isn't that big of a deal, but in this one, that's not the case. So now we have to head up those stairs and come back to one of the towers we visited earlier, and then leave through the window I mentioned. So those spectacles were worth 50, total 23.14. I'm definitely not lying when I say that craymen are definitely not my favorite enemy in Thief. I don't care much for them. Alright, so this is the tower we need to be in. There's another crayman out here. He also turns, but I don't think he turns facing the window. Move along the ridge here and we should be out of his view. There's a nugget back here, worth 50, total 23.64. And then we're going to spend almost the remaining part of this mission in water. So the grotto is containing a few new enemies. I don't really know what these animals are supposed to be. Floating jellyfish orbs of some sort. There are a total, I think, of 4 or 5 of them. Also scattered throughout the water in the grotto are 7 water arrows. I think they're all singles. I'm not going to point those out, but if you want and need water arrows, you can find them there. There are a couple more nuggets though that we're going to pick up. One is right here. Also worth 50, total 2414. Alright, I have not yet been able to detect any first alerts in these enemies. They do change their behavior when they detect you though. Some of them fall to the bottom of the grotto and some expand in size and inflate almost. So if I see any of those behaviors, I will certainly treat that as a bust, but they make no sound as far as I have detected. Stay along the sides and along the bottom, and you stay fairly dark. Dark enough to avoid any detection, at least. Here's another one. You actually make more noise if you swim along the surface than you do if you swim underwater. Okay. Now we basically just have to get to the innermost grotto and get the Chalice of Souls from there. Gets a lot deeper in this area. Alright, down here there is a healing potion, I think. There we go. Right there. Besides water arrows, that's the only thing that is found in this grotto in terms of weapons or items, rather. These two inflate if and when they detect me, so just have to make sure they don't start doing that. Okay, so this is the innermost grotto. Need to get to some air here. There we go. And here is the Chalice of Souls, our objective. So we also reached 2,000 loot somewhere along the line. And then there's another nugget. That's a little bit tough to find. It's right here. Totals 2464. No alerts. The orbs also light up a little area around them. So if they get too close, they could see you even though you're in shade. Let's see, I think this is the exit, yeah. There. I'm gonna make a real save there and show you one thing that I have yet to show you. I'm gonna reload, so it doesn't really matter if I get caught at this point. I think I'm headed in the wrong direction here. So, when you take the Chalice of Souls, 3 guards spawn. One of them is carrying a papyrus, so if you're doing pickpockets, this is the last pickpocket. And it's also the last readable. So let's go ahead and read that. Lads, until we know who opened these doors, you are to keep an eye open for anyone loitering about. Our reputation could suffer from unprecedented damage should some gallow bait waltz through the establishment. Make sure you don't alarm the patrons. We need to keep this a secret. On this subject, where did you lazy slobs learn to do your job? Some vases and such just vanished. The nobles are degenerates, but I doubt they'd stoop so low as to steal from the madam. I'm going to have a word with you all when this is over. Burley. Just a nice little extra information there that you can't get until you actually try to go back here after taking the soul. Or the chalice, rather. Interesting, though, that we locked the door. So I don't know how these guards came in there. I don't know if the authors actually thought about the fact that you could lock the doors. So breaks the game a little bit, but who cares? Alright, so then we can finally hit the exit here. There's one more guard to deal with. And there's a little trick to get past him correctly. Okay, so here's a corpse and a bunch of bones. Seems like an area where they like to throw down corpses, stuff like that. So we've got to use a rope arrow to get up there. I like to use 2, actually. So there's a thief up here. We want to hide from him. Okay. So the exit is right up there. There's some loot. Our last pieces of loot are over here. And he has the key to the exit. So we got to take his key, but of course we also have to lock the door and return the key. So that is the last problem. So those are a readable I want to catch.
What the?
Ooh, did not anticipate that.
What?
Here we should be safe. Grab his key. I think we got all the loot there. Yes, we did. So we took 2 stacks of copper coins, 1 stack of gold coins, and a single coin. So that brings us to the maximum loot for the mission, 2,500. So that confirms that Perfect Supreme Ghost is just about finished here.
Hey, you're not one of us.
Let me just read this real quick. Bert, I've had enough of Johan, and I'm afraid he may compromise our operation. Tonight he dies. Do it in a quiet place, and don't forget to dump his body in our usual spot when the deed is done. Feel free to lay your hands on anything he may have stolen from us. Consider whatever you find an extra for your job a fortnight ago. Tom.
Deal.
Right? Let's head up here. So as long as we drop his key along his patrol route, that's good enough for Supreme Ghost. You don't have to drop it where you picked it up or anything like that. No alerts. Doors locked. Keys returned to his route. And here we are. The end. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That was, at least as far as I could tell, a successful perfect Supreme Ghost of the Chalice of Souls beyond the Secluded Passage. Very happy and positively surprised to see that a couple of the ladies in the brothel actually had random positions, and that randomization played out in our favor this time, luckily. So total time, 2 hours, 2 minutes, 33 seconds. Found 2,500 loot out of 2,500. Pockets picked 6 out of 7. Those were all either pockets with loot or keys that we returned afterwards. Locks picked 4. Those were all necessary. I avoided a couple of lock picks because I don't like to do that if I can't relock them. Backstab 0, knockout 0, damage dealt 0, damage taken 0, healing taken 0. Innocents killed none, and others killed 0. And campaign totals, total time so far, 4 hours, 4 minutes, 34 seconds. Loot so far, 63.25. Total damage dealt, 0, and received 0. So that's it. Thank you very much for sticking with me through this video. I know this is probably one of the more difficult ones to watch, but I don't think there were too many areas that were lengthy and many, many retries. Thank you guys for supporting me in my channel. If you wish to see more, subscribe and stick with me and get regular updates. The next mission I'm going to do is Gathering at the Inn, the first Circle of Stone and Shadow mission. And the second one is Mission X, which is an epic, long, perfect, Supreme Ghost possible mission. So I'm hoping to show you that as well in not too long. For now, hope you had a good ride through this. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.